need to stop recording. I mean, you were escorted yesterday.
I don't think that's going to happen unless you have an actual valid law that'll support that.
Let me call the police department. They'll do.
I think that's a good idea.
Go ahead and call it, please.
You can be recording.
I'm recording in
So
your
you're not
official
limited.
capacity, yes, sir. Are you trespassing me?
Go ahead and step out,
Are you
please.
trespassing me?
So they shared with us last night and the public that they had good
Yeah.
case law that
They don't
supported-
have any case law.
Okay, okay.
They don't have any case law, and I promise you, for the Fifth Circuit, through the state rulings, which actually in accordance with that, and the US Supreme Court rulings, they don't even come close. They were actually negligent in what they did.
Okay. All
Because
right.
if I hadn't known and somebody come in here and tried to give me any kind of hassle about recording in a public place that's owned by the people, that's not designated as a secure area for whatever business or anything you're doing, you have the right to record your own personal business. And if they'd have done anything, I'm telling you, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'd have been at the federal court and had that lawsuit slapped on them, and you guys are off 10 to 20 grand.
Gonna have to stop the recording. Duty, back up. Estoy grabando aquí, man. Hello, one. Is there somebody I can speak to regarding the new policy that got implemented? I had a couple questions.
Okay, and your name?
Ismail.
Okay, Mr. Ismail, may you please sign the...
Sure.
Sign in, please?
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
You have a pen?
Yes, I do. Somebody took it.
Thank you.
Where do you get the shirts?
I'm sorry, sir. Laredo Stitch. Here on the first.
Okay.
What time do you have?
I'm so sorry.
What time do you have?
I have
402.
402. Yes, sir. And
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Is this a policy? Just curious.
So this is the administration area.
He's right here.
more specific, sir, how can I help you? Like, who can I direct your call to?
To superintendent or
In
any
regards to, I'm so sorry.
administrator, superintendent, or
You mentioned a concern with something?
regarding recording policy. Yes.
Recording policy?
Yes.
Okay, thank you kindly.
Thank you.
You can't be recording here.
I'm sorry.
We did it last night. Why
Right.
don't we go through this again?
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
don't
am.
need to go through this again. You already know the policy.
Is it a law or a policy?
It's a policy. The
It's a
board
policy?
passed it last night. Yes, sir.
It passed last night. How did you notify the public that it went into effect?
Well, it's a posted meeting. It's posted for the public.
No, the due process requires that you have so many days.
Questions until he stops recording. I'll answer all the questions you want. He stops recording.
I don't think that's going to happen unless you have an actual valid law that'll support that.
Let me call the police department. They'll do.
I think that's a good idea.
Go ahead and call it, please. You need to stop recording. I mean, you were escorted yesterday.
For what? For a public meeting
You were escorted
issue.
because you were asked not to record.
I was not asked not to record.
Well, I don't know what the police officer said, but that was
The Open Meetings Act is separate from the district
they asked
policy.
you not to record.
Right. You're asking?
So they asked you not to record. I'm asking you not to record.
You're asking. I'm gonna deny.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
decline your
That is
request.
a board policy that was
Right.
approved last night, so you need to.
Right. I'm not an employee. I don't follow policies.
Okay, well,
Right.
if you would like to take a seat.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
What was your name?
Mike Gassa, the Associate Superintendent for Administration and Operations.
Elected or appointed?
Appointed.
Appointed. Okay.
Yes,
How
sir.
long have you held your position?
27 years?
27 years?
Yes, sir.
In the same position?
No, various positions.
Various positions, I would hope.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, have a seat, please.
Probably show up right away.
Hmm?
They're nearby. So this is the new superintendent. He's a peace officer. He voted for this policy.
Of course.
She voted for the policy. He's a sheriff's deputy. He voted for the policy. She also was there. She voted for the policy, and she's the one running for city council as well.
Right.
He's a peace officer. He left before
Oh, he left the meeting.
when they were in closed session, he left after. He's an attorney. He didn't show up. He has a criminal justice degree. He's also a board member that left the meeting after closed session. So these two board members left, and he didn't show up.
So he just left with those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, Rincon is here. And there's another guy with him.
Oh, and they have security cameras. They said that recording security cameras was an issue, right? Or let's see, was a security concern? Yeah.
Now, can I ask a question if you do know? If you do know, it should be an easy one. When the board passes a resolution and plans to affect it as policy, how do they notify the public?
Sure, I'll need to learn that. I'm new at reception.
Oh, well, forgive me. Okay.
Yes.
So you don't know.
Understanding.
Okay, no worries, no worries. We'll get it another way, but thank you for considering it.
You're very welcome, sir.
How do they plan on enforcing policy to the general public? That's my question.
Well, it's got to have language that demonstrates the application. So,
We recorded it. So, what's your opinion on the policy that just got implemented last night?
well, number one, I don't think they did the due diligence in researching the actual government code, which is 551.02 or 4, whatever it was. They didn't read that it makes a reference in section 2, section B 1 and 2. It refers to equipment, and so for them to try and isolate people who are recording, period, with a handheld device, and say, oh, you started recording, you got to go over there. Okay, when I'm done recording, go sit back in another spot. It's overbroad and vague, and I think that they need to take the time to research what the legislative intent was, which they give back in 2013. You can look at that House bill, research that, and it'll tell you what the legislature intended. That way they don't pass stupid things like this and think that they've got authority they don't have. You can't do that and say, oh, well, we don't want to have disorder. Well, what is disorder? We got to have a legal definition. And number two is that if somebody has big equipment, like cameras, big cameras and everything like that, well, let's go ahead and take a look at what they're actually putting up and why it would be considered something that would interfere with the order of the meeting. Because I would agree with that. You don't want anything that's going to affect the orderly proceedings of the meeting.
And there's keywords on the actual code.
It says equipment, and I don't think a handheld device is considered equipment. And I don't think they research this, and they've got, stupid ass attorneys that just like to hear themselves talk. but they don't even read the statute correctly. Because right there in, I think it's Part C, it says we will make nothing we can do, pass a policy, rule, or anything that's going to interfere with the citizen's right to record. Okay, well, what did you just do?
Exactly that.
Exactly. Read A and C, and then section 2 has to do, I think, with specific recording, specific types of equipment.
Right.
So if you have specific types of equipment, which is a set of things that you need to affect a recording, like a TV camera, a tripod, things like that, microphone, extra people, chairs.
It's a set. That would
A
be
set.
the
Read the word and
definition.
look at the definition. Words mean something. And apparently these people don't know how to read.
Words have a meaning, and apparently attorneys don't know how to research or how to read
How
or.
to read. They're too busy patting themselves on the back saying, well, I think it goes, I mean, that meeting escalated to where this lady's saying, well, people are yelling at us and it's disorderly. And I'm like going, how in the world can that be?
Which on the
If
the
they're
the
not
Karen,
a phone holding
the
here,
Karen
how is
board
that
members?
disorderly? And, the thing is that they don't know what they're arguing for, and they don't know the law. These attorneys are ignorant of the law, because if they're the ones advocating this, then why don't you do your research and find out what the legislative intent is before you make a policy and say, oh, it's like everybody else. Oh, really? They used to hang everybody back prior to 1830 or 1935. That was okay, to hang blacks. Oh, so because everybody was doing it, it's okay?
Yeah,
That's something that's going to create outrage for somebody. But injustice is injustice.
correct.
And this is what we're fighting against. And I'm sorry, these people that sit on these boards are generally, they've been affiliated with unions their whole life, and they're communists. This is what the Communist Manifesto is. These people want to create their own little microcosm of government and say, oh no, we're the be all end all. We have all power. We want power, we want power. Everybody wants authority, but nobody, and they don't want liability. Because when it comes time to pass on the buck, where he says, oh, well, somebody's liable for what you guys just did. And they go, oh, not me, not me. Somebody did it.
Somebody has to be liable.
So let's see what it says in the court.
Yeah.
Right now, from what I saw there, you had last night, I mean, that looks to me like a clear First Amendment violation.
Right.
So we'll let them address it.
Yeah.
And then you're in a position where you can file a federal lawsuit under Title 42, Section 1983, naming the county as a defendant and whoever the superintendent is, because they did this with absolute negligence. That's why we have this system, because I'm not going to put up with what you say. I want to get a legal determination.
Right.
Which is why these cone-head attorneys should have done a little more research than they did. They're just, God, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
They're so arrogant. They enjoy billing, but they don't enjoy the truth. They don't enjoy justice.
Oh yeah, they overbill the school district for telephone calls, for reading emails, for
Yeah, it's public record.
for anything. Yeah.
Let's just see if that's reasonable, if that's a standard practice.
Yeah.
Do other attorneys do this? Well, let's see. Let's get another opinion.
Yeah.
That's why I'd like to get a judicial opinion instead of their own opinion. It's like the police investigating themselves. Oh, geez. We complied with our policy. Well, let's see what happens when your policy is compared to the standards of law in a federal 1983 action. Let's see how that stands up to the law,
Yeah.
not your policies and your ideas. There's a huge difference. And that's the problem with these people. They operate on their ideology, and they don't take it in a serious consideration what the law means. When you look at what the law means, then they're like, oh, yeah, we went ahead and arrested this guy and tased him until he died. We followed policy.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it to a federal court and see if your policies are in compliance with the law. That's why when you go to a
Exactly.
federal court, this is important in a federal court. You have a federal lawsuit,
Exactly.
then what ends up happening is that they don't look at the policies. Hey brother, how you doing? They actually look at what the law says. They only look at the law.
Right.
They don't care about what their policies are, because their policies are habitually in violation of the law.
Right.
So that's why you don't care about it. That's why you find out what the foundation is.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that. Was that too much?
No, that was. That's too much for them, probably.
For who?
This guys.
Oh, if that's audio video, then they're screwed.
Yeah, they're video recording us right there. Well, what's the issue with another set of eyes and a camera?
No,
You're recording, sir?
I'm recording you, sir.
Sí.
Are you a public official?
Yes, sir. You can be recording.
I'm recording in
Sí,
your
no,
official
limited.
capacity. Yes, sir.
You can be recording.
I am
Unless
recording.
we walk out. Yeah.
All right.
So, what? I mean, if you stop recording, you can be inside. That's what I was told.
Okay. So,
Okay.
are you
Do you have
enforcing
a law?
anything?
Is that a law that supports that specific statute?
Supervisors, just advising of that.
Okay,
There's a policy.
but it's not the law?
It's a policy. As far as I know, it's a USD policy. Or no, so they just told me. So.
Okay.
Okay, well.
But I mean, you can stop recording. You can remain here.
All right.
That's fine.
Okay, so public areas and everything, it's okay, right?
Outside, yes.
But okay,
Mm.
who's taking liability for this? I'm just wanting you to be
I
careful.
mean, I
Señor
was dispatched here.
Caballos,
Ceballos.
Ceballos?
Ceballos, yes.
está bien, Federico.
Mhm.
Okay, I just want to make sure whoever is going to enforce this right now, this ejection,
Okay.
who's going to take liability for this? Because we're going to be filing a federal lawsuit against them. I don't want to bring you into the middle of it. Because,
Supervisors, yes.
okay,
And
should
the
we probably
district.
ask a sergeant?
Yeah, I can call Sergeant.
Yeah.
but go ahead and step
That would be smart.
out. Sí, pero go ahead and step out.
Are you trespassing me?
Go ahead and step out,
Are
please.
you trespassing me?
We'll do this as a
Look.
courtesy to you,
Okay.
okay, knowing that we don't have to, but, but there's, until there's an actual law, yeah, because I want to find out what the law is, because for a long time, people believed that you couldn't record federal buildings, and when it was tested in the Supreme Court, they found out, yeah, absolutely. Anything is a public building in places that are not considered security areas, you can video record, take pictures, everything. You can make an appearance, look around, because it's public. Now, unfortunately, these people have kind of lost their mind, and there's two things they've done wrong.
Well, I'm pretty sure y'all can meet with a higher up.
100%, okay, that's true.
I mean,
That's
Okay.
what we're trying to do.
That's what we're trying to do.
I'm an officer, so
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just here
well,
to enforce and that's it.
okay.
Okay? Let me get you a supervisor.
Okay, esperamos. How's that? He's gonna go tell him. Tell him, we're talking about suing you. That's why I asked that guy's name. He knows how quickly he left. 27 years, same position? Oh, no, yeah, okay. You're gonna edit this, right?
It's like,
Oh, shit. Well, I will tell you this, is that so the question I have is what are the police enforcing?
their policy.
You can't enforce the
Apparently.
policy. You cannot enforce
Exactly.
the policy.
Exactly. They cannot enforce policy. Especially on somebody that's not an employee, that's not required to follow their policy.
So I'm gonna get passed through here because I want to meet the Great Corners News.
Hello, man. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, and there's no way the police officers can enforce this
No.
lawfully.
Mm-mm.
They can ask you all day long to leave or to not record. Not required.
Anybody watching?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. We have 21 people. Should have gone on my YouTube. There's more people on YouTube. There's more local people on Facebook. So we're at the administration office trying to get some answers from administration or an executive or the superintendent. We had a meeting today scheduled at 4 with the superintendent, and he canceled. I don't know why. That's weird. They canceled our meeting. So,
I think what should be done is direct a letter to the attorney. If he's gonna be the one who direct, but you direct it to the superintendent, he'll direct it to the attorney.
yeah.
And they'll find out exactly, and then, and the police department, find
I
out exactly what,
I don't think that the attorneys they have contracted, Trotman and Garcia, are going to defend the civil rights lawsuit we're gonna file. Right?
otra vez.
Yes, sir. Are you all waiting for somebody or?
Sí, sí,
Thank
sí.
you.
Is there something I can help you with?
No, no, no. Thank you,
Ahorita
man.
no, pero
Ahorita no,
muchas
no,
gracias.
no.
Thank you, man.
I don't know if he spoke to Mr. Megas.
My Garza.
He spoke to him?
Pero nomás por la ventana no quiso salir.
Okay. He'll talk to you if you stop recording.
Yeah, I mean, that's not happening.
and that's
Okay, so he doesn't want anything to be recorded,
well, that's what he said.
okay? ¿Él tiene miedo?
Pues no sé si es miedo,
Yo
pero
pienso
pues
que sí.
no. Pues yo pienso que
Okay,
no, pero
hey, so wait, answer me a question. You've been an officer for how many years?
a while.
Que más que 2 semanas?
Oh, yeah, of course.
No chiste, hombre. Okay, but just a question for you. What is the policy or procedure you guys employ when you ask somebody to leave when they aren't criminally trespassing?
Okay. The thing
They're
is,
not criminally trespassing. No, es una pregunta.
okay. That's it. Okay.
Okay, so you're just saying somebody doesn't want us there.
No,
doesn't
I mean, this is a public place, right?
Absolutely. Okay,
But it
protected
could be
by the
private,
First
no?
Amendment.
'Cause it's-
No, if it's
It's like the
designated,
city. It's like the city. It has city
Designated
hall. You
security
can't go
areas.
and record inside city hall. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
what?
you can.
Yes, you can.
Well, okay.
That's a fact. I will tell you this is the way the law is written, and I can prepare a brief for you, and that you can hand to your officer, your supervisor. That when you're in a public building which is owned by the people in a public area that's accessible to the people, they can do any recording or anything they can do that's protected by the First Amendment or any other amendments. They can be protected in the First, which they have the right to access the buildings that they own. They can be free from any subjection to Fourth Amendment violations or anything relevant to that.
Well, I
And
guess you can bring
14th
that to my
Amendment,
higher
unequal
ups,
protection.
to him.
But
But
I mean,
like he told me,
it's something you should know because you're
Yeah.
the one right here
Yes, yes.
enforcing their or trying to enforce their policy.
Yeah, the people that serve as in a public functionary capacity as peace officers are supposed to know the laws they're imputed to support and defend.
Yeah.
And so if this is in violation, all we do all I want to do is just help educate people
Yeah.
about what the law really is, because there's what you think and then there's what the law is. And a lot of people get surprised when they find out what the law is and go, holy crap.
I know that they passed last night. They passed that,
Yeah. And there's,
policy about the recording. Here, this is part
Okay.
of USD, so now
but,
I'm not gonna force you, but
well, it's not for you to, hey brother, how you doing?
Just fine.
Hey,
¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo está, López?
Bien, bien, bien.
Qué bueno, qué bueno.
I'm
So,
just explaining to him
okay.
about the recording. Mr. Mike Garza will speak to him,
okay.
but without recording.
Okay.
And he could be inside, but
Yeah, no más, okay.
That's what he told me. So
Okay, that's a recent development.
Okay.
But the most important thing is this, is that what I was telling them is,
Who are you, sir?
my name is Fred Gutierrez.
Ah, Fred, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Fred
Okay.
Gutierrez, in relation to Fred Gutierrez from the DA's office, no?
That Fred, no.
No.
No, I wouldn't know about him.
Okay.
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 But no, I'm not from Texas. So,
Okay, okay.
I'm from the West Coast.
Okay.
So the conservative West Coast, wherever that is. But anyway, I was curious about the policy,
Okay.
your policies to enforce a policy that's not supported by statute.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what we wanted to ask them, just say, this is a public building, it's a publicly accessible area,
Correct.
it's clearly established. A
Yes.
person can come in and video record, if you can see it, you can record it, as long as you're not disruptive or obnoxious.
Right.
Anything like that, you don't disrupt the flow of business or cause problems. That's fine, but they're acting out of line. The second thing that I have a personal question about is that in every other law that's and this isn't a law, this is a policy that becomes enacted or accepted by whatever body. The number one thing is they have to comply with the 14th Amendment and give people a fair due process notice. That's why they don't pass a law, sign it into law. It doesn't
Right.
become effective until
It's gotta be
6
public,
months or whatever.
right.
Right, it's called fair notice.
Mhm.
Okay, well, from night to day, that's not fair notice. And
Right.
what I'm trying to just see if someone's willing to address is who is willing to take liability for the implementation of a policy, not a law or statute. What they're doing is in violation of the statute. I mean, you read it and you can see it's blatant, it's on its face. Who's the one that's going to take liability for this and affect the change, or do we need to take this to court and have it corrected in court? Because I'm 100% sure a federal judge is going to look at this and say, you guys are acting outside the scope of established law. And whoever supports this and tries to enforce this is going to be a defendant in that lawsuit, and they will be
Right.
sued civilly and
Right.
official.
Well, I guess my answer with that would be probably setting up an appointment with legal division, or
Perfect.
and but I mean, I think it's going through the process, setting up an appointment. And I'm sure that any research that they've done or what, because I know I read it briefly. I mean, but I mean, there has to be fair notice. You're absolutely correct.
There you go.
There has to be fair notice, public notice. There has to be.
Well, otherwise, somebody can come in recording and say, hey, there's nothing written and there's nothing established. You
Right.
can't, it doesn't have
Right.
force and effect of law.
Right.
And one thing I wanted to show you, because you guys are bright gentlemen here, if you actually read this policy here, what the statute that they have, okay, the first part, I only got this part here. A governmental body may stop establish or present reasonable rules, blah, 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 blah. Read here, for the location of recording equipment. Now, when this was written, with the amendment in 2013,
Okay.
it establishes in there a legislative intent of what equipment is.
Okay.
And handheld devices are not considered equipment.
So what is considered equipment?
Okay, when a camera crew comes in, and they bring
Okay.
those big cameras,
Video,
the tripods, the
video.
sound equipment,
Okay.
they have to be put in a special section so they don't disrupt, meaning they can't just put it in where general seating is.
Right.
So they establish a special place. And it says right here, it says the manner in which the manner to which the recording is conducted. So they make sure when they conduct a recording with special equipment, that they do things in a certain manner. And everybody would agree with that, because if you've ever been on a sound stage or anywhere where they're putting these things, even with the TV interview, you guys have been around that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV cameras come around. They
Yeah.
don't just come in your face.
No.
They make sure they're in a place where you guys will be
Right.
safe, conducting
Right.
business and everything. But it says right here, what does it say in number C? Okay, it says a rule adopted under.
Subsection may not be unreasonable and impair a person from entertaining the advantage.
There you go. So if somebody's sitting in their chair like this recording,
Yeah.
does that affect the order? Maintaining order of or decorum of the meeting? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's constitutionally protected. So we've got, the third thing is this, is that if they're interpreting this incorrectly, then this is either overbroad.
Yeah, and you know how it is. I mean, you can have, you got the Supreme Court. Everybody's going to interpret the law differently. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's attorneys that'll interpret it one way, and certain laws, loopholes, or whatever. I mean, they may be interpreted one way or another. By different. You might understand it one way. I may look at it in a different way. Some of them are broad. Some of them are kind of broad.
And that's why you challenge those.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But there's a process.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what? There's
That's-
a process, and
okay.
my thing is, going through our legal, department and
Absolutely.
and working, bringing up those concerns, legitimate concerns that y'all have,
Perfect.
and I mean that would be my thing is probably set up an appointment and talk to them. Like I said,
Okay.
as you talk to Mr. Garza, he's
Yeah.
willing to speak to y'all now. I mean, if
Okay, okay.
y'all don't
Well,
record though.
Yeah.
Si queremos.
To
Yeah,
get
let's do
it.
it.
I mean,
Can do
that way you
an
can get
appointment?
that right now clarification, maybe some more answers.
That would
right
be
now.
perfect.
Right? You
He
said
said he would come out and
he would come out and he'll come out, but I mean, if you don't record.
Well, he wants to come out, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, will you
Yeah.
stop recording? Are you
But
willing
not
to-
Oh, we're out in
outside.
public. No.
Okay, so
This is clearly.
So if he wants to do it in his office and doesn't want us to record there, fine. I can
Yeah,
respect
I
that.
mean, if-
But if he comes out
you
here,
wanna
no.
ask?
If you want a meeting inside, sure, I can stop the recording. Yeah.
Because everything we've done out here, brother,
Yeah,
I mean, come
and
on,
I
it's-
understand. And I welcome that. I mean, we don't have nothing to hide. Hold on. Yes, sir. Okay. Está bueno, güey. Thank you.
I don't look like a kook.
Like I said, I mean, you know what I mean. Hey, you bring some legitimate concerns, and that's
Absolutely.
it. And I know, like, I mean, state law supersede any policy. You gotta go by the law,
Yeah,
right?
state
State and federal law. Yes, I've
They
worked
gotta
both.
be compliant, yeah.
Right. So
if they're
I
not-
mean, they trump any policy or whatever. So, like I said, I mean, the attorneys, I'm sure they did their due diligence and research or whatever, and they're the ones that could probably elaborate to you. I can't.
Pero
I
usted
mean,
comprende las palabras en la ley que...
oh yeah, I understand.
It says
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
recording
yeah,
equipment.
Equipment.
And
So
you
you
have
gotta
to make
define
special
equipment. Yeah, it didn't say there what it was. You're saying one thing, and I believe you because obviously you've been doing this for a while, brother. You know what I mean? I'm
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure, right? You
Okay.
know. But you've gotta,
Well, I'll help them out, is what I'll do, because,
yeah.
I really don't want to take the time to bring a lawsuit.
No, yeah.
But, because, the first thing that's going to happen, boom, it's going to cost them 20 grand out
I
of the gate.
understand. I understand.
And obviously they're having problems collecting advanced pay for substitute teachers, so we don't want to take that in legal fees. But, what I'm saying is that if somebody, that's not an interpretation, that's clear
Yeah,
fact.
it's
Recording equipment, yeah, dig 'em.
yeah, right here, and he'll come outside.
He'll come out to the lobby.
Okay.
Will you not
Yeah.
record in the lobby?
I'll turn it off.
Okay.
And he'll be
Sir, thank you. He'll come out to the lobby.
Ah, bueno.
Okay.
Will you not
Yeah.
record in the lobby?
I'll turn it off.
Okay.
And he'll be
Sir, thank you.
Hey.
Hey, man. Yes, sir.
Mucho gusto.
No, de nada, de nada.
I appreciate
Thank
your
you,
service
thank you,
and what
thank
you
you.
do,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. We just try, to do our best, and hey, I'm unbiased, man. We try to listen to both sides.
How many years have you been doing
I've
this?
been doing this for 37 years. I did narcotics for 16, so.
Oh,
So,
dude.
so back when all this started, the
You
wars,
had more black hair?
since '94. Oh yeah. And then I oversaw a couple of teams. So
Man.
yeah. So I did it on the federal side with DES and the task force, and then the other 10 years locally. But I mean, I've been around, and you know what I mean. I take this. serious,
How much
public
longer are you
service.
gonna go?
Probably another 5. I got a son in law school and another one to
Wow.
engineering school. So once I get done with that,
Get those done,
yes,
then you're
sir.
all set.
Yes, sir. Hopefully,
Alrighty,
God
man.
willing.
Well, I
You're
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Gassa, sir?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
visited.
Thank you, Lopez.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, ¿tiene un
Okay,
teléfono?
what can I answer?
I got one in my car.
Okay.
I'll give you one right now.
Okay, está bien. Okay, I have a couple questions
Yes,
for
sir.
you, okay? Because I don't know if anybody did this, okay? If you read this is what they refer to, and I cut out the first part.
Yes, sir.
But if you read section B, which is 1 and 2, which they're referring to, the key things there, see,
Let's see, a government body may adopt reasonable rules, I'm sorry,
start with B.
in order to meeting, including, rules related to the location of recording equipment, okay?
Right, and,
The manner in which the recording is conducted,
okay, so these things are two related, they're intertwined.
okay?
So recording equipment is a specific thing, it means a set of things, not just one item. Now, equipment is different than a handheld device, and that's got a legally statutory definition difference.
Okay,
Okay, now, if you go to 2013, I didn't have that with me, but I want to get this over to you or whoever is going to be responsible for trying to implement this policy. This, in 2013, actually addresses this and the difference, I think, between the handheld devices, which people can handle individually. When the definition is this is applied, it refers to when the news cameras come in, they've got a lot of equipment. They've got not just a camera, they've got sound equipment, they've got tripods, they've got other recording devices and lighting,
got it.
so on like that. These two things are tied together. And then if you read number C,
A
it tells you-
rule adopting under subsection B may not prevent, or, I don't know
Okay,
what
sorry.
the context there,
okay, well,
yeah.
so anyway,
Well,
that's,
isn't it fair?
this is actually Government Code
Yeah,
551.
Okay.
And if you read it,
If you wanna email it to me, I can send it to our attorneys, cause they're
Yeah.
the ones interpreting everything for us.
I would love to talk with your attorney.
Oh, okay, I mean, I
I
can
will
certainly get you
lighten
their
them up.
information, yes.
Yeah,
Pre-
would like to do that,
Prevent
Here's-
or unreasonably
interfere,
in, yeah,
yeah, or
A
impair.
person-
impair.
Person from exercising a right granted under subsection A, alright? Subsection A, a person in attendance may record all or any part of an open meeting of a government body by means of a recorder, video.
There you go. And it's completely different than B, which talks about special equipment.
I mean, it just says recording equipment, so I guess we gotta reference, we gotta figure
2013 when
yeah.
they made the amendment.
But that's our attorney's job to interpret,
Okay.
right? So we'll get that, if you can get it to me, or I can get
Yeah,
their
I'm
information.
happy
Do you
to
have a
get
card?
Actually, I don't have any more
Okay,
cards left.
okay.
But if you can get a hold of him, I'm actually from the West Coast and I'm passing through here and on my way to Florida.
Okay,
So I saw his stuff online. I said, well, I'll see if I can get a hold of this guy.
sure,
So
sure.
anyway, I'm familiar with your lawsuits too.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, and I looked at this, the first thing that crossed my mind, as I mentioned to the officers, you know, bravo to you guys, man. I want to appreciate you guys, your professionality. The thing that the first question is this, is that policy does not supersede law, which everybody knows that, hopefully.
Sure.
The second thing is this, is that when you actually read the statute, they didn't read the entire statute. And if they'd have read the legislative intent that was passed in the amendment, you're gonna find that special equipment is not one item, it means a set of things,
got it.
okay?
They're interpreting
clear.
it, we're trusting that they've done their
All
due
they need to
diligence.
do is go to, okay, you're trusting, tell them to go through and read the legal definitions. You can go to Black's Law Dictionary, you can find out what equipment is, and it's a very clear law and it's supported by a US Supreme Court ruling.
Okay,
So it's not just, oh, anything,
sure,
just anything is not equipment, it's very
Sure.
specific.
sure,
It's this simple phrase of, you know, inclusio unis est exclusius alterius.
got
It
it,
means one thing excludes the other.
got it,
So equipment excludes everything else.
okay.
So, and that's used in statute construction.
So they shared with us last night and the public that they had good
Yeah.
case law that supported.
They don't have any case law.
Okay, okay,
They don't have any case law, and I promise you, for the Fifth Circuit, through the state rulings, which actually in accordance with that, and the US Supreme Court rulings, they don't even come close. They were actually negligent in what they did.
okay.
Because
Alright.
if I hadn't known and somebody come in here and tried to give me any kind of hassle about recording in a public place that's owned by the people, that's not designated as a secure area, for whatever business or anything you're doing, you have the right to record your own personal business. And if they'd have done anything, I'm telling you, 8 AM tomorrow morning, I'd have been at the federal court and had that lawsuit slapped on them, and you guys are out 10 to 20 grand. And I don't think those two gentlemen there that were speaking as attorneys are the ones that are gonna handle your federal lawsuit. They are absolutely incompetent.
Who would handle federal lawsuits?
I mean, there
would
are
you
lead counsel, so
subcontract?
unless they would,
We can check to see if they have a federal bar number. That's all you do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yes, sir,
I appreciate you
Yes, sir.
taking the time.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
absolutely awesome.
yes, sir.
And I thank you for your
Yes,
receptiveness
sir,
and your
absolutely,
professionalism.
absolutely. Did they offer you all some water, by the way?
No, pero
Would you
yo
give her
cuando
some?
tomo, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
You got one?
yeah. Let me get, yes, sir.
You've been here you've been with the district 27 years, right, here?
Mr. Garza?
Garza?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, sir, I'm
You've been
sorry.
27 years.
27 years, yes, sir, in
My
different
God, look at all these
capacities.
veterans we got,
Thank you, sir.
man.
Thank you.
So, yes. Unfortunately, I've never served, you know, in the military, but these gentlemen are, we have the third largest police force in the county, so we're very proud of these guys that do a great job for us.
We appreciate the people that serve the
Yes,
public
sir.
in a very professional
Yes, sir.
and proper manner.
Yes, sir.
Can't beat it. That's why
Yes,
you're
sir.
there.
So,
Senor?
how do I get them to talk to you, or?
What we'll
Contact
do
me.
is, you have a card or anything for that?
No, I ran out of cards somewhere.
Because I gotta.
Can I get a phone number?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
give me your number, because
Yeah.
he's here,
Okay.
I can,
and,
Let me get it. I have-
if he needs me, he'll call me.
let me do it.
get the phone number.
You don't know your number right, then you don't call yourself.
Hey, hombre, you're gonna kill me with that one.
It happens.
How many times do you do that? You know, when
Yeah.
you're not thinking,
You're
somebody
not
says, hey, you have your number,
thinking.
you go, man.
Correct.
I just
This is
changed
my
my
card.
I just
Thank you,
changed my
sir.
phone number.
Okay, and you wanna write down your number there?
Sure.
There you go.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Stephen Trauman is one of the attorneys, they're partners, so Stephen Trauman and Jaime Garcia are the two attorneys.
Is it TRA or TRO?
TRA. TRA, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, one of our schools is named after their family.
Oh, okay, I'll question that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right,
And,
sir. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, sir.
Well,
Thank you,
Take
Mr.
care.
Asa.
Be
Thank
safe,
you.
man.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Be safe.
Lopez.
Thank you. Andale, bro.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Lieutenant. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, eh? God bless you.
Thank you.